well, he took all of them at right guard, so like he wasn't facing adversity. He was just trying to do his job, and kind of out of that respect.
So Jesse, what was your reaction when Coach Washburn says you got the right guard spot?
I guess I was kind of surprised when he said you're going to get the starting right guard spot. But he's like, obviously he said he earned it, and it made me feel good about my field of play during last season. Obviously I got a lot to grow and a lot to learn, but I was happy about it. I feel like I finally have a foot in the door somewhere where I can kind of project myself into my career.
Coach, what was the surprising part?
Joe?
Coach Gate, thanks, man. Wedding plans still going well?
Yeah, they are actually. June 30th, yeah.
Right, good luck with that.
Appreciate that.
Coach Gate said wedding chemistry. Coach Gate said chemistry is the reason he wanted 5 guys running together a lot, like as much as possible.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think are some of the keys or the biggest key to actually getting chemistry right?
Yeah, obviously just getting those reps. Especially right now with no pads on, it's a lot different. And your hand placement has to be on point, like you passing off a game with my right tackle or center. So just getting those reps and getting those timing things down, the timing steps, either your center or your right tackle, and just going through practice and getting those reps valuable.
Jesse, you said that you were surprised when they basically announced that you were the starting right guard. Why the surprise?
I guess because I'm a younger guy and guys got off of injuries coming back. I thought Ted Larson was, primary right guard, and he's had, 50 more games than I do. So I was just kind of like surprised in that aspect, and Ted's a great player. And I'm glad that they think that, put me there and get my reps, and, we can win it that way, and see who's better at that position.
Is it crazy to think about, because at this time last year, you were coming off a year where you were in the practice squad, you weren't even sure of making the roster, and now you're...
Yeah, it's definitely it was a roller coaster, You go from all those injuries to getting those valuable reps to becoming a starter, and kind of like sitting back going like, whoa, like things are happening pretty quick, and now I'm at a position where I'm starting versus like, hey, am I the bubble guy, am I going to be released here, if they sign a different guy? So it's definitely a roller coaster.
Was it a matter of getting a chance, or what did you learn or do?
Yeah, I think getting a chance and also believing in myself. I always kind of, can I play in the NFL kind of thing, and then, I finally get a game under. I'm like, this isn't too bad. I can actually do this. So just getting that confidence and thinking that what you can do.
What do you think about the offensive line in general? There have been 2 new additions, Sitton.
Yeah, I think.
How do you see the line coming together? How good can this line be?
I think it's going to be really good. Getting Sitton and Kilgore, they're really good players, tough players, tons of games under their belts. Can teach our room a lot. We're kind of relatively young in the room, and getting those 2 older guys in will help a lot, be crucial.
Have you ever seen any Sitton video? Is there anything that you've seen him do on film that you're like, wow, I would like to do some of that stuff?
Yeah, just about everything, because we watched a lot of Chicago film, with Gase, so seeing him, his game reps from previous years, he's a great athlete. You wouldn't expect it, he's a big guy, but he's a hell of an athlete. He can move, he can do it all, and you kind of want to take some of his aspects of games and maybe I can use this on a certain play, or if you're struggling with something, because he has a lot of good things, good qualities.
Anything else?
He said he might shave.
You should sit in my.
Yeah, he said he might shave his facial hair. And
It's probably just too humid down here for him.
Would you ever consider that, or is that off the table?
About me shaving? No, I wouldn't shave. But sit, I don't know. We'll see.
So what's the wedding planning been like?
Just hectic. It's hell.
He's doing it now too.
Well, it's getting so close to it, you're just kind of like, I don't know. All you want to do when you get home is just kind of do your own thing, watch film. But she wants the wedding plan. I'm like, I don't want to do that.
We need to know, did you argue about honeymoon? Did you argue about where you're going on your honeymoon, or was it that you said it and I was?
No, it was actually we've never been to Hawaii, and we thought Maui. And we're like, hell, that'd be pretty fun. So we're gonna spend.
Where?
Huh?
Are you aware of what's going on over there?
Oh yeah, different island. We're good. Okay.
If it was Matt Burke, he would flying in the volcano.
Yeah, we'll see how it gets, huh?
I have one football thing for you. What level of interaction the offensive line has with Ryan? Has he taken you all collectively as a group out for an outing yet? Just how much is there in terms of you guys interacting?
No, we haven't actually done anything yet. Hopefully he's got something up his sleeve though. But no, I mean, just locker room stuff on the field. Him being in the building, I mean, he's a hell of a worker. You know, he's been. I don't think I've ever been not seen him in the building somewhere when I've been in here. So, you know, he's always doing something, rehabbing, getting extra. You know, and coming up to us with something like, hey, we're gonna try this today, or you know, we might try that. So it's awesome what he does. He's a great leader. Gets us all together. Gets us on the same page, and I think it's gonna be awesome to work with him.
Do you get texts from him ever during the offseason?
No, I haven't got one.
Jesse, you obviously earned the starting job, but what about continuing to earn the starting job?
Yeah, that's the thing is you got to hold it down. You know, you can't be like, you know, you got to reinvent yourself every day. I think Coach told me that my rookie year, and you know, it's always stuck with me. You can't just come in here thinking that you've got something. You know, you got to come in here with an attitude and mindset that, you know, I got to take that job again, like every day. And that's why, like, I'm the first one to see like a mistake that I made, and I'm always hard on myself. But you know, you got to have a fine line, and you can't like beat yourself up, and you'll forget the next play or something. So.
How much did confidence play a role in that? Because obviously the skills were there. I mean, it was, as you said, just doing it.
You know, being in a game too. I mean, once you're locked in, and you know, you can think about the mistakes later. But yeah, just gain that confidence. Like, you know, you're going against a guy that's, you know, a pretty decent player, and you're just like, oh, let's see how this goes. So you just kind of got to jump off that ledge, you know, and see what happens.
Was there a point you can a time or a game you can point to where?
Probably my first start. I think Baltimore, Thursday night, under the lights. You know, you're just like, it's a pretty big stage. All your friends are watching back home. You don't want to make a mistake, and I think it ended up being a pretty solid game. But I think I got bull rushed like 90% of the plays, so it wasn't too bad.
How surprised were you by the pouncing move, and have you talked to Mike?
I talked to Mike when he left. I texted him, you know, and wished him well, and you know, good for him. I think everybody deserves as much money as they can get in this league. But I was surprised actually just by the movement and how quick it happened. You know, right when we're coming up to OTA phase 1. But you know, anymore, nothing really surprises you too much in this league.
So where's the wedding?
Coeur d'Alene, Idaho. It's on a lake. Yeah, it'll be pretty nice.
Coeur d'Alene?
Yeah, it's like an Indian reservation. It's really nice up there, North Idaho. You guys should Google it.
How did you choose that? Any special-
Well, it's actually about an hour and a half away from where I went to college, and it's really pretty up there. Trees, lake, huge lake. I think Osweiler has a cabin on that lake, so you guys should ask him about that.
Negotiation is going on.
Yeah.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks, man.
All right, thanks, guys.
Thanks.
Appreciate it.
It's different. It's a different team, obviously, different scenario. I'm kind of more of a person that have people looking up to me in terms of, you know, we got a lot more younger guys, and as far as tenured on the team as a running back, I'm the longest tenured running back, which is pretty interesting. So just think last year or 2 years ago, I was coming in, you know, fresh face, you know, first guy, and now you know, funny how time flies. So. You know, I'm definitely embracing this role and just trying to help this team win a lot more games in the coming years.
What have you learned about the NFL from a business side, just the last 2 years, watching how everything's going down?
I've learned that you definitely can't take any week for granted. You know, it's a one-game season every week. Any given Sunday is a cliche we like to use, but from a personal standpoint, I feel like you know, you just have to be where your feet are. You know, from waking up, you know, one morning and, you know, you just realize that, you know, you traded your starting running backs, and now you're going to get a lot more bulk of the carries to, you know, the next person in front of you, you know, is injured for the rest of the season. So now you definitely have to have a lot more of the bulk. So, And then my rookie year, it was just a big learning experience because at the end of the day, I just wasn't mentally prepared to, handle the workload of as if I was out there and being an everyday starter, which I take personally because, I'm supposed to put myself in that position to do what I need to do to help this team win games, and I came up short my rookie year. And as the second year went on, I got a lot more special teams opportunities, and I feel like that gave me a lot more confidence just to go out there and just be a football player. And once I got the ball in my hand, it was just natural again.
Since Frank Gore was brought in the fold, have you picked his brain?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like when you look at the guy, you don't think he's 34, 35 years old, and I always remind him when he first came in the league, I was 5th, 6th grade, so it's interesting to see how long he's really been the back he is, and he works out like he's first year, second year guy, comes in with that same attitude, and I feel like if I could just have half the success in his career, I feel like that'd be a win in my book because he's definitely the epitome of longevity in this league, and just having him on this team is going to help not just the running backs but everybody. Just see if you take the right steps. Obviously, he's a I guess you could say once in a lifetime type of player, especially at this position. With the type of the wear and tear you have on your body, but he does it right every day, so he just epitomized that.
Over the last 5 games of the season, I believe you had more rushing yards than any back in the league. I think I double-checked that, but I think it's right. Omar says it's right. How sustainable is that? Do you think you can be one of the league's leading rushers for 16 games?
Yeah, I feel like with the people that I have around me, with how Coach Gase and everybody kind of calls the games on offense, with the receivers, with Ryan back, with the O-line that we have revitalized. I feel like the sky's the limit for me and the rest of the guys in my room. We're gonna take it one day at a time. When that comes, but we're definitely moving in the right direction. There's a lot of excitement about this team, and we're just ready to take everything full speed. And it's funny, everybody likes to use that statistic. I had the most rushing yards, but I mean, it's not like Todd didn't play the last game or anything. So I guess I got that by default.
Todd Gurley.
Let's talk to Jesse about continuity in the offensive line. In terms of your success, how important, if those 5 can stay healthy and running behind the same line when those guys are getting just to get to gel as a group, how important is it to your success?
I mean, my success is the team's success. So as long as we win the games, I feel like at the end of the day, that's a win in my book. You know what I mean? The yards that come, if the responsibilities of all 11 guys on the field, they take care of responsibility, and I can't go out there and do anything on my own at the end of the day. So I feel like this year we're gonna take the right steps to make sure we do our 111 like Coach Rizzo likes to say, because nobody can go out there and do it on their own. That's why I love this game. It's the ultimate team game. In basketball, you can kind of have a superstar out there to lead a team, as we see in the finals this year. But at the end of the day, football is not basketball. You got to have 11 guys collectively as a group to go out there and do what you got to do.
This is your third year now, and you know a fair amount about on the football side, but I don't know how much people know about you on the personal side. What are your interests, family, people you're close to on the team? Just tell us about you as a person.
I mean, I'm a laid back type of person, kind of reserved in a sense. I don't like. I feel like nowadays, I mean, it's a blessing and a curse to have a lot of stuff being readily accessible. But I feel like when it comes to my family, my personal life, I don't like that stuff being like really too personal out there. That's just how I am. I mean, I know some people relish in that, and especially in this type of lifestyle where I'm a professional athlete. Some people take that and run with it, but that's just not my MA. I mean, but I'm a fun-loving type of person. I love this game of football. I wouldn't want to be anywhere else in the world, obviously, than down here playing for the Miami Dolphins. So I'm just and I love to win. That's why I went to Alabama, because I love to win. I love to be a competitor. Gase brought me here because he knows I'm a competitor, and he knows that at the end of the day, I have that ability to make big plays and big games. But once I leave this field, I love the game, but I'm a human being at the end of the day.
What you said about the 11 teammates being interlinked,
No, of course, of course. And Jay Cutler, he definitely helped me out last year with his experience because, he played a lot of big games throughout his career. With his mannerisms and everything, he definitely helped me, not be so, animated sometimes. And obviously, it got the best of me at the end of the year last year. That from a long season standpoint, and Ryan just, with him being there every day last year when he was injured, that definitely helped me see the type of leader he is, the type of person he is, the type of quarterback he is, and I feel like he's definitely the guy that's going to definitely lead us to a lot more wins this year.
Talk about Adam Gase a little bit. He talked about your maturity. Just how much have you changed since your rookie year, and what specifically has changed?
Honestly, it's just about just growing up one day. You know what I mean? Like everybody has to take that step necessary to be the man that they want to be. Obviously, I'm nowhere near where I want to be, obviously, as a man, as a football player, because I feel like I have, the sky's the limit for me and for this team in general. But I feel like that's the MA of this team has been for me personally. Obviously, we've been a real young team. And that it was epitomized with the amount of, mental errors we had the last couple of years. That was just a whole, MA for this team or MO for this team. But I feel like now with Ron itching to get back out there. The young DBs that we had, the last couple of years, getting the maturation process going. Me, 3 years, going into 3 years now, the line, have a couple of young guys and obviously bring in veterans to come in and help mold that group a little bit more with LT on the edge and Juwan on the other side. I feel like now we're just really going to hit our stride because, we don't have that excuse that we're young anymore. We got the veterans that we have now, coming back from injuries, that sort, and the young guys with the experience that we have. And, I feel like it's all going to, mold together.
How have you approached this offseason differently, knowing you're the guy now at running back as opposed to last year when, you probably weren't even sure exactly.
How, me personally or somebody else? Okay. I always try to approach it the same way regardless. I feel like now that I have a lot more experience in the offense in general, it kind of gives me the ability to obviously know what I need to know from a simplicity standpoint, but then also be able to focus on, all right, now that I know what I have to do, now what is the line doing? Now what is the quarterback thinking on this play? How is the rotation of the safety is going to affect my run? How the line is going to run fit? How the linebackers fit in this A gap, or where is the 3 technique or the soft shade or whatever? Like how is he going to make a check from run play to a pass play? So I feel like my whole entire maturation process with just being in this offense, being in this league for 2 years now, going on 3. My approach to this year has just been, now what else? How else can I expand my horizons?
What's your sense on how fast Adam Gase would like his offense to move?
I feel like every play, he don't even want to huddle. He just wants to get up there and just kind of call the plays from the sideline, get it to Ron as quick as possible, kind of get it to where, we get to the line is 20, 25 seconds on the clock, and then he can kind of see from there, all right, what's the defense, how they're lining up. How can we get to the best play possible? And I feel like that's something that obviously when you're young and you don't have a lot of experience with, just knowing the schematics of everything, you don't really understand, all right, this is what he's trying to do. And now that I'm in this offense to the point where I'm at now, I can sit back and, all right, this is why he's doing this. This is, that's the approach that I've come to now, is the why of everything. Obviously, doing everything from knowing what I got to do is the first part. Now, why is this happening?
How's the dynamic between you and Frank Ford worked out? Has he helped you with anything? Have you helped him with anything?
Yeah, we both have the same almost kind of type of personality where it's laid back, not really too flashy type of deals. So I feel like we definitely feed off each other, and I can see how he's been the way he is for so many years because of how he just kind of just puts his head down to work. And I think that's something I want to definitely mold into my game, just because of obviously his longevity and he's definitely one of the obviously just knowing him 2 months now, he's definitely one of the more genuine people I've ever met.
In this day and age, how tough is it to be like that? Because you see guys in social media, they want to show, hey, I'm a big deal, you know what I mean?
No, for sure. I feel like it's easy, especially kind of living down here in Miami, to kind of get caught up in a lot of different stuff. But you kind of just got to stay true within yourself. I kind of always have like people coming up to me and asking me, "Oh, can we like do videos of you working out and doing all that type of stuff?" And I'm like, I don't really have to go out there and show people that I'm working. What's going to show that I'm working is when I get on the field and I perform. You know what I mean? Like I don't have to do all the extras, shenanigans and things like that. I just want to go out there and play football and just do it how I'm supposed to do it.
It's early, but what have you seen from the youngster Balaj?
Man, he's a freak. He runs so smooth and look like he's really running fast. You know what I mean? And for him to be as tall, obviously, it's funny. Me being more of like a long, tall back, I always had trouble running behind my pass. But he always seems to have kind of like a natural bend, a natural ability to catch the ball out the backfield. Obviously, we don't have pads on, so blocking is a different story when you get pads on. But he just seems to be definitely a 3-2 type of player, and I'm just looking to see his development.
How did you know Todd Gurley didn't play? Did you look that up, or did you just someone pointed out?
Well, I mean, they were in the playoff hunt, so there was no reason to put him out there to So I just figured I know him and Kareem Hunt didn't play, so it's like it was nice. I pat myself on the back sometimes, but that was by default.
Kenyan, are you still going to be playing when you're 35?
Shoot, man, God willing, man. I don't know. By 35, I don't know how my body is feeling, this bum ankle and this bad arm, but it's amazing. And obviously, and then he told me too, he had 2 ACL surgeries before he even got to the league. So to even battle through that, especially, obviously he had a pretty good medical staff back then, but medicine was different, 15 years ago or however long ago, he had those surgeries. So the fact that he's been able to battle through that it's really it's inspiring almost to a degree, because I feel like he doesn't get the credit that he deserves, because he should be a first ballot Hall of Famer, but you just never know because he doesn't get that that spotlight all the time.
And he's not spotlight, but he's 75 rushing yards away from the 4th leading rusher.
Right, exactly, and I feel like people would just be like really, but it's when you think about it, it's just of course, he's been playing for so long, he's been so consistent. How could he not be up, in that type of area? You know what I mean? So, it's pretty. I feel blessed to have the ability to share the room, share the backfield, with somebody that's obviously, in my opinion, and I feel like everybody in this room opinion is going to be a Hall of Famer. So, not a lot of people get to to say that.
If he tells you something, is it different hearing it from a player than a coach? It's the same thing, but because he's been in the trenches, he's been through that. Maybe.
No, for sure. And it's coaches obviously they have their role because they've earned it, and he's earned it too from a player standpoint. But obviously with seeing somebody that, like I said, you've grown up watching since you were however old, and it's kind of like when you kind of get into the same room as them at the same time, it's like you kind of get caught up in yourself. But then when they come to your team, and then you're like, oh, this is, Frank Gore, who's done this and who's done that. And you just see him, and he's a regular guy. But then he goes out there and he puts the work in, and, he's diligent with everything that he does. And, he obviously looks at me, and, he wants to compete with me too, because, we're on the same team. But, he's like, man, you're young, man. You run around fast, man. I can't keep up with you. But he's 35, but he does out there. He's right behind me, if anything. Obviously, he's not as fast as me. But at the end of the day, he does what he does. And I'm 35. I don't even know if I'll have that drive and will to, keep up with, some young 24-year-old. So it's real. It's cool to kind of just see it for myself. You know what I mean?
Kenyan, what stood out to you about Micah Fitzpatrick during your 1 year together at Alabama?
Just a professional from the jump. It's rare that you kind of have you see a freshman come in and just kind of have that mentality, I want to work, I want to be the best, I want to come here and definitely show that. He never looked at the 5-star rating that he had or whatever the case was. He just came in, put his head down. It was just a professional from the jump, and I felt like he's going to be in this league a very, very long time.
Thanks, guys. That was the last one, Bose. You, Jakeem, Robert Wilson, you line up.
I'm faster than all of them.
Thanks, Kenyan.
how good you are playing in the slot, but we've seen you on the boundary too. You've had success there. Would it be a hope of yours to be able to start potentially on the boundary and then move inside, on third downs? Because we saw you last week playing there.
Yeah, it's I'm a corner. I want to be in the game. As everyone does. At the end of the day. But whatever we feel is best for the team to win ball games, that's what I'm gonna do. Whether it's outside, inside, whatever's best for me and whatever's best for the team. Honestly, to win ball games.
Any change you see in Ryan's mobility since coming back from the surgery, or is it the same mobile Ryan? I know there's only been 4 on-field practices. Same mobile Ryan that you saw before.
No, he's still mobile. He still moves his feet. He's still can run well. He's always been a good athlete, and he's always been able to move in the pocket, move outside of the pocket with boots, and even running the football. And he looks stronger than ever.
That's good. Adam talking about your leadership. Do you take pride in just being a leader of the team?
Yeah, it's a prideful move, and so that's a great compliment coming from the head coach. But at the end of the day, we're just here to do a job, man. That's win football games, and if your role is to lead the young guys, then that's what you have to do. If your role is to sit back and wait, which mine is, my first year, second year has been, you just got to wait. And now that we have young guys, coming up behind you, they need to know the right way to do things, and that's what we try to depend on here, just the right way of doing things.
Some of the young guys, have they come up to you recently once they got here?
Yeah, a lot of them, and that's a good sight to see. Me being my 4th year, I was that young guy 3 years ago, like asking questions, wanting to know things, and we got guys like Fitzy and Cornell, JD, those young guys are all coming up, and they want to know, they want to learn, and that's good to know. That's good to have.
What's it like to be the veteran now?
It's different, because you are the vet in the room. You're one of the vets in the room, and we got a lot of great vets in the room, such as Shad, TJ, Lip, even just ex coming along, guys that have just been there and been with the team for years now. So it's different, but it's a role, man. It's a role that you have to take, and you have to embrace yourself to know that okay, now you got guys looking at you to do the right thing, and you got to make sure you're doing it.
Bobby, you mentioned your role the first 3 years. Your role was to be that slot corner. Do you think this is the year for you to maybe do more and be that starting guy, not even nickel, but in base you can go out and win a starting job?
Like I said, I want to be in the game, man, as much as I can. So if that's what we have to do, that's what we got to do. If I got to play outside, I play outside, inside or outside, wherever it is. I want to be in the game.
Dolphins lost a few guys that are kind of like spark plug guys, energy guys, in practice. Help me out here. Give me a few teammates that you have already seen are going to bring that energy, that spunk to the practice field.
It's a collective unit, As a unit, we try to bring that spark, that energy, because we're having fun. At the end of the day, we're playing the game with love. And with Xavier and Branchy and guys like Raekwon, even in the middle, just being a general, there's guys like that you see respect. I have respect for, because I know how hard the game is. I know what it's like to wake up every day and have to bring that energy and have to be that guy. And we got like I said, it's a collective unit, like Kenny, guys just doing the right thing, and it's a good sight to see.
There's an evolution as a player, particularly a guy who went the third day like you did. First, your priority is make the team and help however you can, special team, then get on the field. Now in year 4, do you think contract? Because it's kind of an important year for you professionally.
Yeah, it is. It's a contract year, and there's no secret at the end of the day. But me personally, I think, man, just go out and play ball. You go out, you play ball, man. It'll all end up well for you. At the end of the day, you go out, you win ball games. Everybody gets paid. Period. That's just how it is. You go out, you take the team to the playoffs, go deep in the playoffs, go to the Super Bowl. Everybody wins.
Have they talked to you at all about yet?
My bad.
Yes or no, Bob?
Shit, man. No, man. I'm just going out trying to play my best ball, man.
Bobby, does this feel weird at all when you look around and you're like the old guy among the cornerbacks?
Yeah, it is. It's crazy. It's a good feeling though. Just knowing that it's your 4th year in the league, and it is a big season for you and the team as well. We got a lot of new faces. But at the end of the day, you got to put the hat on and go to work, man, each and every day, because like I said, it's not you get the wins, man. Dollars they'll pile up.
From obviously going up against them in games with Kansas City, New England, being around him in practice, the thing Albert Wilson does really well, the thing Danny Amendola does really well?
You know, they're both good players, and you know, of course, you know, Danny's proven. You know, as everyone knows, he's a proven player. I'm happy to have him on my team, man. You know, after our differences we've had, you know, with the Patriots the past couple of years, but you know, he's a really good player, and Albert's a good player too, man. He's a really good player, and he's really fast. You know, he can run, and they're both going to help us win ball games, and I'm happy to have him.
Did you know Danny was as tightly wound as he seems?
No. He's a workhorse, man. Danny's a workhorse, and you know, he seems like a perfectionist at the end of the day because he wants to do everything the right way. And you know, when you got 28 on the other side, it's a little tough. But you're supposed to laugh at that. But but no, man, he works his tail off, and he comes in every day, man. And you can tell he's a real vet, man. And he comes in to work and play ball. And like I said, we hope, you know what I'm saying, we can bring a championship to the city. And we know him being in New England, you know, he's got a couple piled up on him. But at the end of the day, now he's here, and we're ready to go get it.
Do you understand anything a little bit more about him now that you're teammates?
Yeah, man, he's not he's not as bad as I thought he was. You know, yeah, man, he's not as bad as I thought he was, man. He's a good guy, man. At the end of the day, he's a leader, man, and he, like I said, he's gonna be real good for this locker room, for this team, and for this and for the organization.
So then you say the same thing about you?
Yeah, I hope so.
So coming into this season, before he became your teammate, he was like your number one enemy, correct?
No. Tom Brady.
So he was number 2.
Yeah, he might have been number 2. He might have been up on that list somewhere.
Which of you guys have had picks through the first 4 days of 11 on 11 work?
Sure, I've dropped mine. Danny broke that up. Man. Fitzy's caught some picks. You know, he's got some tip passes, and the ball seems to find him. You know, he's gonna be good for us, man. And I know Rashad's got a pick. You know, he got him a nice pick. We put our hands on some balls. We can get more. I'm not sure if I was supposed to tell him that. Can I tell him that?
It's fine. It's 11-11, Brad.
Oh, okay, cool.
It's real early, but what have been some of your early impressions of Cornell Armstrong?
Say it again. I'm sorry.
I know it's real early, but what have been some of your early impressions of Cornell Armstrong?
No, man, he wants to. He kind of reminds me of myself when I came in because he wants to learn. You know, like he'll pull me over to the side, be like, "Hey, like, why'd you do that?" Or, "Hey, when this call, why are they playing like this?" You know, and that's what you need. That's coming in as a rookie because you don't know the defense. You know what I mean? Like, it took me a couple years to learn the defense where you know it backwards and forwards. But he wants to learn, man, and he's got ball skills. You know, he's got all the he looks the part. You know, and I think he's gonna be a good player for us.
Bobby, now that you've had a lot of months to think about last year, and it's not a week-to-week thing, what was missing in the defense last season, you think?
Personally, I feel like we lost a bit. We lost a bit of fire. You know, we lost a bit of like that spark to get us going, kind of like, you know, I take heed to that. As a collective unit, we'll take it. You know, front end to back end. Like, we lost that. Okay, your back's against the wall. Go get it. You know, the year before, offense makes a turnover, you know what I'm saying? Okay, boom, ball's in our own territory on the 20-yard line, stop them to a field goal. You know, we kind of lost that go out and get it and go out and make it stop. You know, and this year, you know, we got guys in there. We got guys that's going to really make a difference and that's going to say, no, you know what I'm saying? That we're not having it. We're going to get the ball back. And, you know, no field goals, no nothing. We're going to turn the ball over.
Why do you think that was?
I'm not sure, man. To be honest with you, I'm not sure. I couldn't tell you. You know, it could be anything, man, at the end of the day, but it's on us. You know, it's not people say, oh, it's on the coaches. No, it's on us. At the end of the day, we're the ones out there playing, and we're the ones out there that have to get it done.
And is it something that you could sense as the year was going on, or is it something you came to realize only after the season was
No, just after the season. You know, when you go, because I sat back and after the season, I watched all 16 games. I watched them a couple times, to be honest with you, and just when you see just as a defense, you know, we just like we call it put a hand on a helmet. Which is like, you know, like celebrating, having a good time. Like, you know what I'm saying? You'll see a couple guys putting a hand on a helmet, then, you know what I'm saying? Something like, no, we need all 11. If a guy makes a great play, we need all 11 there. Everybody needs to be there. And we're going to have it. We're going to have that energy this year.
How would you describe the personality and the approach of the two new coaches that you got there, Coach Odin and Coach Hill?
I'm sorry, repeat the question one more time.
Personality,
okay.
And style of approach.
Okay. You know, they're like I said, they're both from Detroit. Both really good coaches. Coach O's a good coach. Coach Hill's a good coach. Like I said, they're both proven. I know Coach Odin has a Super Bowl ring. you know, at the end of the day. But like it's speaking of personality, you know, we're not, and don't take this the wrong way, but like we're all not here to be friends. I mean, we're a family. You know, at the end of the day, we're a family, and we're here to do a job. You know, but as a family, does that make sense? Like, we're not here to be like he's gonna tell you, okay, boom, you're doing this wrong, but you know it's out of love. You know, and if you're doing it right, he's gonna tell you you're doing it right, and it's out of love. So when you say personality, that's how I feel about it. Like, there's people that could just, you know what I'm saying, shoot you this and then not be correct or not be truthful. You know, no, he wants to tell you the truth. We're gonna get it done. And if we do something out there that's wrong, we'll correct it when we get in the room. Boom, done. You know, that way the guy behind you doesn't do the same thing.
Do you intend to be one of those guys keeping that fire lit this year?
Yeah, for sure, 100%, 100%.
All right. Thank you, guys.
Good. All right, no problem.